Viewers, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola out of Road Town in the beautiful British Virgin Islands. We have a very special guest and a very magnificent event that's going to be taking place on Saturday, June 5th. That's Ride for Life Bikercade, being hosted, of course, by Save the Seed in conjunction with the New Life Baptist Church, Mail, and 284 Revers. At this very pivotal point in our country's history, we have lots of conversations going around about bike safety, the noise pollution and helmet wearing, as well as the unfortunate fatalities that have become a result of scooters. It's a big conversation, and the New Life Baptist Church, in collaboration with Save the Seed and all these other agencies, are joining forces to bring this very exciting event. Joining me this afternoon is Bishop John Klein of the New Life Baptist Church. All this and so much more after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 Media.
The win.
What in the hell?
I'm freaking out.
Agenda is about these people.
It's always a pleasure coming to you live and direct from the...
What's poppin'? What's really good?
Davis has won it for the Lakers.
Viewers, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Bishop Klein, good afternoon, and thank you so much for your time today, sir.
Good afternoon, Ron, and to all of your viewers on here on 284. We're delighted to be here with you.
All right, Ride for Life 2021. It's a bikercade being held on Saturday, June 5th on the grounds of Save the Seed. This is a very exciting event. We know that we have a large biking community in the territory of the Virgin Islands of all different ages. Why did Save the Seed, in conjunction with, of course, New Life Baptist Church and Mail, and of course 284 Revers, thought it necessary to hold such an event?
Well, you know, as you said, there's a big biking community. Some are legal and some are not. Some are licensed and some are not. And we hear a lot about the negative of the biking community, whether it be noise pollution, whether it be the deaths. I'm sure we'll get into. But it is always us from a religious standpoint and how we can impact the community, encourage building a better society, a more lawful, law-abiding nation. And we wanted to go straight to a place where these young men find a level of pleasure and fun, and address them at the point of their need, and address them at the point of a place where they are. So instead of asking them to come to us, we're going to them. So this event was born out of what we see as a need to help bring some level of solution and lawfulness to the biking community.
Wonderful. Now, viewers, the route leaving Save the Seed grounds, heading west around the island and back to Save the Seed, that's how the event is going to be taking place. There's some special guests, of course. Mr. Raul Jugusprov and Carlton Sava O'Neill will be there. Bishop, can you speak to us about the requirements? How can persons sign up?
So we are inviting, one of the things that we have done, because we recognize that there are a lot of unlicensed bikes in the territory. So one of the things that we have done is we've written to the minister in charge of traffic, and we've asked him for an amnesty for that day. We've also written to the police for their cooperation in helping us to have a safe as possible event. So persons can come to the grounds. We're inviting people to start to gather at 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, there'll be an opportunity even for them to sign up before the ride for licensing, to register their names. We want to get as many names as possible, to also get insurance if they want. We have helmets giving away. So we are asking them to come at 12 and the ride starts at 1. And that's where we begin. So we're inviting everybody to come, bring your best bike, your best look. If you are part of a particular riding group, that you come color coordinated with your own colors. We, the organizers, are going to be in red. And I hope to be on somebody's bike. So we're really looking forward for a good event that
Wonderful.
will have a positive impact.
I want to remind the general public that they must be, of course, of legal riding age to participate
Yes.
in this event. Bishop, there has been much conversation within the past recent months, and I'd say years as well, as it pertains to the biking community, traffic persons who don't necessarily abide by the traffic laws. They come across as a hindrance to community members, and I think in hindsight, community members are not very respectful or considering of many of the biking community. We have the issue of not wearing helmets, we have the issue of noise pollution, and the unfortunate incidents where we have lost lives on scooters and bikes. What do you say to the situation that we're facing in our territory and our community's response to that?
So yes, that is a very good question, because all of us are concerned, one, about the noise pollution, two, about the deaths, and then the lawlessness. There are many motorists who have encountered these bikes, have had accidents with them, and the bikes are either uninsured or unlicensed, and they drive away. So we recognize that as a concern. All of these things we hope to address on that day with those who are gathered. And that's why we've engaged persons from the community. We have 284 revelers who are a responsible riding,
Yes.
biking part of our community. They will be speaking. Some of the more responsible riders from the younger bikers will also be speaking. And all of us together will be encouraging that this is a privilege, this is an opportunity that is afforded to these young persons. And it's not everybody, but those who are breaking the law and operating lawlessly are putting the biking community at risk, and they can end up losing something they enjoy if they don't do it responsibly and lawfully. So we will be speaking to the noise pollution, because none of these bikes come with these mufflers. These are things that are fitted onto them to make them have that noise. It has become a nuisance to the public. And we want to say to all of the riders, those who can influence those who are doing these unlawful things and these things that have become a nuisance, to hold your peer responsible for doing the right thing, so that all of you can continue to enjoy this privilege.
Absolutely. Now, viewers, I must remind you that the event is free. There is no cost for the entry. This is truly a day where persons and bikers can come out and participate and really show solidarity for safe riding practices. Of course, like Bishop said, you have an opportunity to be able to get your helmets, get your bikes up to speed, get your licenses and all that stuff. Bishop, I want to talk about the organizations that are teaming up with yourself, Save the Seed, in conjunction with the New Life Baptist Church, MAIL, and you just mentioned 284 Revelers. Talk to me about MAIL's perspective and their role in this initiative.
Well, as you know, MAIL, it means mentoring anointed leaders everywhere. And they have had a great impact on many young men in this community. Now there's MAIL also for female. So their perspective is whatever they can do, whoever they can partner with, to continue to have this impact. As we say, as the Bible says, we are salts of the earth and we are light of the world. And whatever we can do to shine a light in dark places, or be the preserving factor of a peaceful and safe society, we want to do that. And that's where MAIL come in.
Wonderful. Well, Bishop, I want to thank you and your team for thinking of the biking community and, of course, bringing this really exciting event to the territory of the Virgin Islands. I'm not sure if it's the first of its kind, but I do hope to see it return in years to come. Before we leave, give one final pitch to the general public and, of course, the bikers to participate in the Ride for Life 2021 Bikercade.
So we want to say to you, if you're a biker, of course, legal age rider, to come out. You'll have an opportunity. We have insurance companies that will be there. We have DMV that's going to be on site to help those who are unlicensed to have an opportunity to license their bikes. We have had about 10 to 20 helmets, I don't show the exact amount, that have been donated. We will be giving away for free to help to promote safety. We've also invited one of the bike shops to come on site so that they can even sell more gears like gloves and pads and so on and so forth. So what we're doing is we are trying our best to have the most positive impacts. Of course, we recognize that some young persons have lost their lives on these bikes, and we will be laying wreaths along the way in some of those locations where persons have died from bike accidents as a reminder and in the remembrance of those persons that, listen, if you don't do this responsibly, if you don't do this lawfully and legally, there are consequences not only to the general public, but to your life itself. So we're asking parents to come. We're asking the girlfriends, the boyfriends of these riders, because they're both male and female riders, to come out and let's make it a wonderful, positive event, and let us begin to change the narrative of the biking community here in the Virgin Islands to a more positive one.
Thank you so much, sir. The Ride for Life 2021 Bikercade being held on Saturday, June 5th from 12 noon, that they're going to be centering at the Save the Seed grounds. And of course, again, the route is leaving Save the Seed grounds, heading west around the island and back to Save the Seed. We wish you all the best, Bishop, and we thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, Ron.
You're most welcome. Viewers, that's all the time we have, but that is not all the content. Stay tuned for a lot more stories and, of course, interviews. I'm Ron Grant for 284 Media. Thanks for joining us.